We'd found the holiday, a really good last-minute deal with Ionian Island Holidays. It included a stay in Assos, Kefalonia, breakfast, transfers and car hire, leaving on Saturday the 12th of October from Heathrow and flying BA direct to Kefalonia. But what would the weather be like? Were restaurants still open? Was there anything to do, or was it all shut down as the Greek holiday workers and owners retreated back to Athens for the closed season? I couldn't find much on YouTube guides that would give me some idea of what to expect. Hence this short video of what I discovered on our trip at this time of the year, which will hopefully be some help to like-minded travellers. In it I deal specifically with the beautiful little port of Assos, the bed and breakfast we stayed in, local places to eat, some lovely North Kefalonia beaches, a little on Fiscardo, and of course the all-important weather. We stayed at the Cavos Inn, a 9-bedroom bed and breakfast featuring simple, comfortable rooms, really charming, friendly owners, and a magnificent terrace with stunningly awesome views. Rooms 1 and 3, and above them 5 and 6, have the same uninterrupted view out over the sea and peninsula. We were put in room 7, which was on the corner of the building. Still a fantastic view from the little balcony to the open sea and the ancient 16th century fortress on the promontory opposite. For exercise, there's a paved, quite easy walk up to the fort. It takes about 30 to 40 minutes with plenty of opportunities to stop and admire the stunning views, including back down to Assos Bay. Up at the top you can explore the deserted 16th century fort, which is atmospheric, crumbly and super quiet, with hardly anyone else around. Assos is small but beautifully formed. There are normally 5 restaurants, including 3, right on the seafront. The Seaside Bar, which was still open when we left on the 19th, a bit more of a snack bar but offering the usual Greek goodies, and overlooking the beach and sea, a very pretty spot. Nefeli on the corner, a typical Greek taverna, but it was closed down already when we arrived on the 12th. Up on the jetty was another taverna, Molos, but it closed down for the season after we'd been there a couple of days. Then just behind the front, in the square, was Platanos, a very popular taverna. Apparently though, they were shutting down after the weekend of the 19th. The final restaurant, Three Wise Monkeys, was back up the hill a short way through the town. This offered a little more sophisticated fare, more Greek fusion, I suppose, and very delicious it was too. Also owned by the Three Wise Monkeys is a snack truck setup, 3 cheeky monkeys, and finally there's the bakery, which was still open for the week we were there. Apparently there are more beaches in the south of Kefalonia, but we found plenty of them up in our northern end. They were pebbly in most cases, which is a little more uncomfortable to lie on, but does mean the sea stays crystal clean. Our first full day was on the town beach. No sunbeds, they'd all been locked away for the season. The water was delightfully clean and clear and not too cold. It took about 20 to 30 seconds to get used to sea temperature. There are also 2 other little beaches in the town that are somewhat more private and set in pretty coves. On the Monday we stopped at Alates Beach. This was a very small but pretty pebbly beach that you walk down to past a nearby taverna. Once again there were no beds. On the Tuesday we decided we'd spend a night in Fiscardo as we were going on a boat trip the next day from here to the neighbouring island Ithaca. So we stopped on the way at Emplisi Beach, just outside the town. This was a lovely beach. Beautifully clean sea once again, and smaller pebbles and sand this time. Again, no sunbeds, all packed away, and the cafe was shut down. We rented a clean, pleasant room that overlooked the harbour of Fiscardo, so wandered around there in the evening. It's eye-catchingly pretty, with lots of boats moored up and plenty of restaurants, most of which were open, and a few nice shops too. Next day, we took the boat trip to Ithaca, stopping for a couple of swims, and at the tiny port of Fricas for coffee, and the slightly bigger port of Chioni for a cracking lunch of the freshest calamaris, chips and Greek salad, and of course, an ice-cold beer. Thursday was our first time on the wonderful and famous beach of Myrtos, following a hairy 10-minute drive along the mountain from Assos. It looks amazing from the road, and equally so in close-up. mostly tiny pebbles and gritty sand, it's pretty comfortable and normally has sunbeds and a cafe, but both were, you guessed it, closed down. As Friday was our last day, we didn't want to waste too much time driving. So in the morning, we went up to Jerusalem Beach and then spent the afternoon on Myrtos again. Jerusalem has two beaches, both pebbly, but I think there were only a couple of people on the first beach and just myself and Roz on the second. There is a taverna, now shut, and apparently sunbeds, now packed away too. Finally, and to a lot of people most importantly, what was the weather like 12th to the 19th of October? Well, of course, you've got to be a bit lucky this time of year, and we certainly were. It was bright sunshine every day of our visit, and about 25 to 28 degrees. Very warm. Weighing it all up, I'm happy to put up with a few closed eateries and beaches without beds and tavernas, if I've got the weather, a lot less people, and a great deal like the one we had from Ionian Island holidays. Yes, for me, October is well worth a gamble. Yamas!